Baking is something that, on the one hand, it's the simplest thing in the world, right? It's flour and water. You know, you mix them together and it turns into a dough, which then you put in the oven and it comes out as bread. But at the same time, it's very subtle. There are so many variables and so many nuances that you need to attune yourself to. So it's an interesting exercise on many levels. So the Woodlot is, it's really a restaurant with a bakery based on a wood-fired oven that we built. That's really how we got started, was by building the oven. I love it. It has a wonderful shape to it. It's got a nice big hearth, so I can load lots of bread. I can fire it, get it really hot. It holds its heat for a good long time. You know, it's not like pushing a button, so it doesn't come quick and it doesn't come easy. Since we are a restaurant and we're very busy during the day, the baking is an overnight activity. So I come in around midnight, and the first thing I do is I build the fire. As soon as the fire is kind of established and on its way, then I start mixing dough. Bread has a life of its own, especially when you're working with a natural sourdough. We're not adding any yeast to the mix at all. We're just using the living culture of the dough. When you mix a dough, you start with that living culture, add fresh flour and water, and at first it's just kind of a bowl of ingredients, but then as you mix it, it comes together and starts to develop its own inherent structure. It kind of becomes like an entity. You know, it's no longer just a batch of ingredients. So you mix it all together and then you let it sit. So proofing is fermentation, and that's what gives the rise to the bread. The dough will proof in bulk until it has doubled in size, and then we punch it down. Give it a couple of folds, then we let it rise again. When it has doubled again or close to it, then we divide it and form it into loaves. Then at a certain point, it's ready to go in the oven. It's at just that right point where it will have good spring in the oven and take its final form just the way we like it. For me, good bread every day is an important part of quality of life. It's just very satisfying. Some meals, that's all it has to be is bread and butter. If it's good bread, even just the bread itself can be satisfying and sustaining. So we are connected to the land, you know, despite urbanization and civilization and so on and so forth. We live on this earth, you know, and we have to eat every day. So I think bread is a really important part of that.